So hello friends, this time I'm traveling to Kiev, to Ukraine, a country that I've visited 7 times before, a country that I have a really big heart for, and been spending this last year since the war started with different ways to try to help out as much as I can. And this week I've been helping out with a humanitarian convoy that went all the way from Sweden to Kiev, where I am now. And I'm going to stay here a couple of days, and I'm going to try to show you what life in Kiev is like during war, and also show you some places that were hit right in the middle of the city by Russia's terrorist attacks against this country. So I'm also going to go to some places outside the city where that suffered under Russian occupation in the beginning of the war, just a couple of months ago. And so I hope you tag along on this little journey to see how it looks like in Kiev these days. So we're at the border between Poland and Ukraine, and behind me is beautiful truck that we've been driving down from Sweden for 2 entire days. Truck from Bilen, Sweden, and it's full of equipment that will help the Ukrainian military guys at the front line, like generators, stretchers, batteries, all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna cross the border tonight and then drive across half of the country all the way to Kiev, where we will deliver the truck and the stuff. Kiev is cold at night and really dark, and I'm standing in front of the St. Michael's Cathedral or monastery, and where it was before lights and happiness. It's deserted streets, and as you can see behind me, military vehicles and tanks. So it's 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, and the streets in central Kiev are completely empty. There's almost no electricity, and the curfew starts in 1 hour, so everybody's going home because it's illegal to be out after 11 o'clock at night.
Просимо в цей час користуватись сходами. Attention, air alarm. Please all follow to shelter. For your safety, do not the elevator use air alarms. In case of rolling blackouts of electricity, the elevator is out of service. kindly ask you to use the stairs.
So there was an air siren that woke me up in the hotel, so had to go to the metro. We'll see what happens now. So air raid sirens over Kiev. I'm in the metro station right now. You can see more people waiting behind me, but it's 11 o'clock. Spent 2 hours down in the metro because of the air raid sirens here. But now, danger is over for now. Over and out. Day 2, and this is Maidan during daytime. We got lots of anti-tank constructions laying around over there as well. So welcome to Irpin, this sleepy little suburb right outside Kiev. Was as far as the Russians were able to make it in February and March last year when they pushed into Ukraine. And as you can see, it's tall buildings, and outside the center of Irpin, smaller houses. But since this was the front line between the Russian and Ukrainian forces, super close to the capital, this little sleepy suburb became world famous. So now I'm going to show you how it looks like today, 11 months after the invasion. There are lots of traces of small arms fire and also bigger explosions, and this is what's left of the university in Irpin. Really sad to see. Standing in Irpin, right in between Irpin and Bucha. Bucha is behind me on the other side of the bridge, and here on the front line, as you can see, completely destroyed buildings. So I walked from Irpin to Bucha, and this part was occupied by the Russians from the early start of the war. And as you can see, every house on this street has been destroyed. There's not a single house on this road which has not been damaged by the fighting. This street right here, Bucha Street, was where one of the biggest battles stood, and one famous picture with a lot of tanks in it. I'll try to put it there. Bucha. Here in the park, you can see how statues are covered in sandbags to avoid destruction from the Russian bombs. Central Kiev, standing on Volodymyr Hill. Here's Dnieper. On the other side is Borispol airport area, the residential area. The Russians were coming in from this side, trying to point here towards, stopped a couple of tens of miles away. And then here is central Kiev over there to the right, but this pedestrian bridge that we're seeing here was bombed by the Russians in October, just 3 months ago. Now it's repaired, so I'm going to walk across it too. Behind me, another interesting thing, the monument to King Volodymyr the Great, who was a Rus ancestor, Viking, Valdemar, who was the first Christian king of Kiev. And the symbol, the trident, comes from his gold coins. Old Ukrainian history there. So I'm walking across this pedestrian bridge. And I'm going to try to put in the footage from October in there, when the Russian missile just struck the civilian, just a recreational part of Kiev. can see another example of how the Ukrainians are trying to protect their monuments from the Russian bombs. This is under the arch, and as you can see, they put up some concrete protection here. So walking down Andriivsky Hill, leading from the more modern parts of the city down towards Podil. And for you that have been to Kiev before, on a Tuesday like this is, on the middle of the day, there's lots of people here usually selling things, restaurants are open. People just, even if it's a cold winter day now, people are out having a good time. But streets are deserted and empty. It's very sad to see. So I met one person who sold souvenirs, and I was his first customer for the week, so I supported him buying some stamps. The Russian Worship, the Tractor Brigade, and the Crimean Bridge. Good stuff. Standing in central Kiev, this is the St. Sophia Church and Monastery I have behind me. What else? Here's the Bogdan Shelmitsy monument. You can see how it's covered up in different foldings to protect it from the bombs. And a huge Mariupol banner on the building behind me. So out walking, and then the sirens, air raid sirens went off, so I had to go down to the metro station here for just safety reasons. And then I'll have to find someone with the mobile connection to see what's going on. Second time today. As you can see, more people are waiting here as well.
Доброго дня! Ми зараз сидимо в метро. У нас була органічна хімія на Пушкінській, це театральне метро. Сидимо через загрозу зриву. Російська Федерація, той самий Путін зробив нам такий подарунок на день народження нашого президента. Наше життя дуже змінилося після 24-го. З'явились нові цінності, нові переживання. Почали більше цінувати життя. Більше почали вірити в щось, радіти чомусь. Тому ось так. Зараз сидимо тут. У нас була органічна і вчимося, живемо. Ось це найголовніше. Та донатимо в ЗСУ.
And did you say it's her birthday?
Сьогодні Тані день народження, так.
І я його проводжу тут, в метро,
З нами всіма. І з вами.
Thank you. So I'm now in the Taras Shevchenko Park, which is a beautiful park in the middle of Kiev. And in this restaurant right there, I had my first Ukrainian dinner in 2007. Now I'm visiting this park because this park and a playground was bombed by Russia in October, so quite recently. And this time they bombed a playground for kids. And as you can see, it's right in the middle of the city. You see the Taras Shevchenko University behind me. So now the Kiev authorities have leveled up the big crater that was here, but I will still make a video of the playground to show you how it looks like. Here's the playground, and as you can see, it has been rebuilt. You see the new bricks right here, and this is where the bomb fell and also injured this tree. Kids play again here. And on the other side of the road, windows broken in the blast, so wood instead of glass. And in the middle of the Taras Shevchenko Park, there is of course a statue of Taras Shevchenko. You can see there behind me, all covered up to not get destroyed by bombs. And you can only see the head of the famous poets, also covered in sandbags. And this is where Lenin once stood. Now it's replaced by the Ukrainian trident. You can see still the letters Lenin, but he's way gone and not coming back.
Просимо в цей час користуватись sходами. Attention, air alarm, please all follow to shelter.
It's 20 minutes past midnight in Kiev, and air alarm has gone off again, and it's apparently Shahid drones approaching Kiev, so everybody has to run to the shelters. So this is the reality that the Ukrainian population is suffering every day right now. Attacks from Russia coming day and night, getting woken up by the siren.
Просимо в цей час користуватись сходами. Attention, air alarm, please all.
So it's morning in Kiev. Also today, to wake up and be sent to the air raid shelter. According to the applications, this time it's missiles flying in, so it's a more serious alarm. And this time I can also see that more people are heading for the shelters. On these applications, the people of Kiev see if it's a military exercise where there are planes in the air, or if it's Shahid drones. Like last night, for example, it was Iranian Shahid drones flying around. But yeah, this time it's approximately 100 cruise missiles flying in, so better take cover on the ground here. So I spent 3 hours in the Kiev metro now this morning because of the large-scale missile attacks on the capital this morning. And as you can see, it's full of people waiting here. Here I'm standing in front of Vokzal, which means train station, and I'm today taking a train from Kiev to Lviv, to western Ukraine. I'm gonna try to show you how traveling with train during wartime works. And trains have been really important for Ukraine during this war, of course, because you can't fly because of the risk of getting shot down by the Ruskies. So trains has been Trains have really been a lifeline for both humanitarian supply and most of all for all the refugees traveling in and out of Ukraine. Here's the departures. I'm catching this one, 11:01 to Lviv.